chair, knife. Actually, that's not going to work. That's going to go right up my ass. So apologies for the delay, but this has been out of my control. Over there, I have two boxes. Box number one. Looks like a frame. Nicely packaged. Bars, I reckon. Box of goodies. Another box of something. Fork. And there she is, the new ELVES Falath UCI approved EVO frame set. It looks pretty damn good. So I've got that, and so that's the old one, by the way, the ELVES Falath Pro, and obviously that's the new one. And box number two, forgot about the bars. So they are the bars. Box number two, I need a bigger office. Wheels, additional spokes and nipples. Never seen a rim cover like that before. An interesting rim protector, I guess. So these are the ELVES Falath, I guess that's how you would say it. And these are the latest set of wheels from ELVES, which are the TH50 disc wheels, which brings into play a new custom hub with ceramic bearings designed to compete with their DT Swiss range, but for about 30% less. And these pillar triple butted spokes, which apparently have 3 different diameters within each spoke, which is, according to ELVES, 4 times stronger than a standard spoke. I'm not sure what a standard spoke exactly is, but that's on the ELVES website. So give me a sec. So in this video, we're going 6 parts. We're going to talk about the ELVES backstory quickly, which I think is a pretty cool one. We're going to talk about pricing. We're going to talk about what's new on the new frame. We're going to do some side-by-side comparisons. We're then going to weigh both frames, and then I'm going to share with you what's going on with the Trifox frame, which did originally form part of this project. But first, for transparency purposes, before we get into this project, which will include a build and also a review on this bike, please be aware that this all started with me purchasing that bike out of my own money, in fact using my wife's name to keep it discreet, and I was about to build it up. ELVES Australia watched that video that I produced and said, before you invest your time and energy into that project, build, review, etc., just know we've got a brand new UCI approved model coming, this one here, in about 4 weeks if you can hold off. So I decided to hold off. Of course, we're about 3 months later now, and many emails and messages from you saying, what the hell is going on? But I want you to know that this frame was given to me, as well as the wheels.
Oh, surprise, surprise! Captain Sellout sold out again!
So part number one is, I know what some of you will be thinking.
Elvie said, huh? What the bloody hell's a humanoid?
So ELVES has a pretty cool backstory in my opinion, and as I share this backstory with you, we'll play a little bit of piano music and I'll show you some close-ups of this new frame and also the wheels. So ELVES actually originated in Shenzhen, China, as an OEM, original equipment manufacturer, and ODM, original design manufacturer, for some international bike companies way back in 2006. So they have a lot of experience and they own the manufacturing process, which again, in my opinion, is a real asset. Then in 2016, they set up the ELVES brand, shifted their design and R&D team to Taiwan, but maintained the factory they own in Shenzhen, China today. What I feel is quite interesting and a smart move from ELVES is they're pushing away from that AliExpress market. Yes, you can still buy them on AliExpress, and Francis K did a pretty cool video, which I'll link to below, with his friend who basically built up an AliExpress bike with the ELVES at the centerpiece. But AliExpress isn't really a good sales channel, in my opinion, for a brand that's emerging as a quality brand, and I think you'll find as we move into 2023 and beyond, there'll be less, if not anything at all, on AliExpress and more through their distribution network. So number 2 is pricing. Now I'm going to do this in AUD as I purchased this frame set originally in AUD, and I'm also dealing with the Aussie distributor who's selling his bikes and ELVES in AUD as well. So for the old Falath disc, I paid 1,560 AUD, 350 for the integrated bars and $100 for postage, total 2,010 AUD. For the new Falath UCI approved EVO disc, it's now 2,100 for the frame set and $300 for the bars when you bundle the frame and bars together. with 2 postage options of $250 for within 7 days or $100 for within 15 days, which is what I would go for. So total would be $2,500 AUD, which is $490 more or 25% more. So yes, I know there will be some of you throwing your arms in the air saying,
Bloody carbon fibre plastic rip-off!
but I'm kind of like, this is at least 50% less than most mainstream tier 1 Aero frame sets, and it kind of looks like the same quality and it's going to ride in a similar fashion. I guess only time will tell. Number 3 is what is new. Now, this frame set right here and this frame set right there, both made with a combination of Toray T800 and T1000, but this frame set right here, from what I've been told, has more T1000, which if used in the right parts of the frame makes it a better quality ride and lighter. In this case, we're apparently 80 grams lighter. We'll find that out soon when we weigh both frames. The tyre clearance should now be up to 32mm versus the previous was 28. They've changed the bottom bracket to a press fit 30BB with ceramic bearings versus a press fit BB 86. Geometry wise, the only real call out that I can see is the stack height. You've got a bigger, much chunkier front end on the new one. The stack height is roughly 20mm more. And I feel that will be minimized by the fact that the bars are now integrated in a much different way at the front end versus the predecessor. In terms of the actual frame itself, let's do some side-by-side comparisons now. So this new EVO frame is vastly different. It's like they've started with a blank canvas, started from scratch. Some notable points or call-outs visually are the front end. Now the bars are more integrated into the frame, and you're probably going to want to slam that thing in order to keep the aesthetics clean. The down tube is, according to my tape measure, roughly 10mm wider but thinner from a vertical viewpoint. The BB area is notably beefier, and the seat tube and top tube connection to the seat post is once again more substantial. There's now obviously a lot more room in the rear for the tyre clearance, and the chainstays have more of a flaring kick in them compared to the Pro. Finally, the fork is notably larger, surprise, surprise, with a flat angled finish versus a circular finish on the Pro. All in all, it's a much more aggressive, aerodynamic looking machine versus the predecessor, and if anything, actually reminds me of the fastest bike I've ever personally ridden, being the Cannondale System 6. For those of you into your paint jobs, and ELVES seem to do a really high-end job on these, this is the Chameleon Black and Red and Matte Gun Grey model. And from a vertical viewpoint, there's a gloss finish with, it's almost like a mullery, reminds me of the Chapter 2 pattern finish. Wheel set, 1480. Old ELVES Falath, 1290 grams. New ELVES Falath, Falath EVO is 1355. It's actually heavier. Okay, that's the new fork, 460 uncut. And that's the old fork, 385. Old bars, 400. And the new bars, which are a lot girthier in the stem, 480. Sorry, what?
No one is going to think anything else other than cock when they hear that.
Girth is a normal word in the dictionary, and it's not all about that. Okay?
The way you said girthier though.
Yeah, it's so much better.
Why?
Because there's more, like the difference between that. I'm looking for the design word and it fails me.
Okay.
Like the differentiation between the letters and the matte finish looks great.
Thank you for your professional opinion. So the Trifox. Now, as many of you will know, Jay Taylor from Taylor Cycles built this bike up as an interim project while we waited for the ELVES. The plan was to ride it and review it in a semi-parallel fashion to the ELVES project. However, when you're riding these bikes, you're doing a first impressions video, you're doing a long-term review, it's approaching 50 hours of work. That's not including riding time. And after hearing a lot of opinions from experts, such as Gary from Carbon Steed, Jay from Taylor Cycles, and hearing the opinions of a lot of other people who purchased one of these via messages and emails, and then really unmasking the beast when we built this thing up. You obviously got the 10-minute video version. I got the 3-hour plus stand there watch version, and after everything I've seen and now heard from experts and also anecdotally from a lot of people, I don't feel this frame set, this brand Trifox, deserves any further airtime on this channel. Nothing against the wheels, nothing against the group set. I'm talking about Trifox. It's a poorly finished, low quality frame, and it does not align to the goals and objectives of the series that I run on the channel, is uncovering good quality emerging brands that are worthwhile considering as mainstream continues to increase its prices. So the ELVES build will be happening within the next couple of weeks. We'll be putting SRAM Force Axis 12 speed on it, taking that off the Seeker Exceed, and that build video will be coming to you around mid-February. Look forward to seeing you in that one.